This is a very accelerated time, as many of you are detecting within your collective temporal experience. Things are really speeding up. And this is because you are approaching on your timeline a multi-dimensional event. When upcoming multi-dimensional events become proximal to your frequency of space and time, the experience of the passage of time can sometimes shift, and that shifting in the temporal experience can translate as time either standing still, time speeding up. Weeks can feel like a few days. A month might feel like a weekend. These types of effects, these are all signs that you, in your space-time bubble of perception, are approaching a multi-dimensional event. As you know, there is the extraterrestrial vehicle and object described as 3I Atlas that is approaching your solar system, your planet. And this extraterrestrial object carries with it multi-dimensional frequencies, multi-dimensional beings, multi-dimensional information relevant to a myriad of extraterrestrial civilizations that are all sharing the same collective consciousness. Contact with this will cause many of the usual experiences within your physical reality paradigm to begin to change, to begin to shift. In other words, your Earth experience will start to become a little bit more like an extraterrestrial experience. Your physical experience will start to become a little bit more like a non-physical experience. Your waking, solid reality will start to become like a quasi-physical dreaming reality. So, pay attention to the subtle changes in perception that are occurring for you this month, and start to develop a level of comfort, a level of familiarity, and a level of enjoyment in regards to these changes and these shifts. And you will find that you can actually lean into some of these altered states. You can lean into some of these perceptive shifts and changes, and you can sort of exaggerate them. You can multiply them. You can amplify them. And you will begin to notice very directly, very apparently, very clearly that your physical reality is in fact made of energy, and that you can shift that energy and how it expresses, how it vibrates, how it organizes. That is what extraterrestrial beings are here to help you all remember, that you are energy artists living in a world of energy that is alive, that is vibrating, and is disguised as an inert physical world of density. That's just the disguise. As you wake up to that underlying vibratory nature, simultaneously, your consciousness, awareness, and intelligence all increase. It is that increase in intelligence, consciousness, and awareness that you describe as maturity. It is that maturity that allows for you to wield that power that is the power of true co-creatorship and reality authorship. Because if you can shift the building blocks of reality, you can create harmony and health, or you can create destruction, harm. It's all about how that power is used. So the fact you have to wake up to that power, you have to mature yourself in order to access it, means that by the time you have reached that level, you can now wield that power well, respectfully, and in a way that creates preferred results again and again and again. So if you are an energy artist, this implies that you have an artist's tool. Some artists, they use a paintbrush. Others, they use a pencil. Some They use a computer or a musical instrument. But what is the instrument of the human artist, the energy artist? The body, mind, spirit. This is your instrument. This is your creative device. With body, mind, and spirit, you can create living works of art that are entire timelines that you and other beings can involve themselves with. When you go into your manifestation meditations and you picture something you'd like to bring into your reality, maybe it is a lover, maybe it is a car, maybe it is a new job, maybe it is an all expenses paid vacation, whatever the heck it is. When you sit there in your meditation room and you visualize such things, you empathize with such visions, and you become one with that which you dream. When you are doing this, you are using that human instrument to actively create something. It is like a multidimensional living sculpture. It begins in your mind as a holographic multidimensional image that your imagination and mind together co-create and generate. And when that image receives enough energy, it begins to broadcast from your mind's eye outwardly, from the center channel of your being into the periphery of your aura. And when that vision starts to resonate with the aura will then take on the likeness of that vision. The aura then interfaces with the vibratory fields of that which is a part of your physical reality, and there is a hybridization that takes place through your aura and the vibratory nature of the external reality coming together. A new reality is brought into the existence. So the inner movie creates a change in the aura. The auric interaction with the mirror physical reality creates the densification effect of the manifestation. And in that way, the living image becomes an entire timeline that you and other beings can interface with. Because to manifest a car, well, there's a car dealership involved, or at least a vendor whom sells you the car, or someone whom gives you the car. So that living picture becomes a reality with other people who can experience that artistic creation with you. The same could be said with the lover. It involves another person. That other person has a family. They have friends. Through creating that vision, an entire world is generated that many people can become a part of in different ways. So through you creating with your mind, with your human instrument, you are working with subtle energies to create living sculptures of experience. And you call it life. You call it the happenings of your timeline. But you are all artists. It's important that you remember this. It's important that you recall in all moments that every action is a creative action, and everything that seems automatic, an unconscious dimension of you is actually giving rise to it. Dimension of you you're not aware of is actively creating that thing that seems automatic in your life. The sun rising and setting, your heart beating, pumping blood, your nervous system, pulsing electricity, all these things that seem automatic. These are created manifestations. They are created by different levels of your consciousness. So you have levels of your consciousness you're conscious of, you're in control of, and other levels of your consciousness that you have less control over. Those are still your levels. Those levels are a part of you. It's just that you don't have conscious control over those levels, thus giving your conscious mind the freedom and the ability to focus on other things. If you were responsible personally for the sun rising and setting every day and your heart beating continuously, you'd be rather preoccupied. So, different levels of you are used to organize such things. So conscious, you can focus on what it desires, but you are the one causing the sun to rise and set. You are the one causing the heart to beat. You are the spirit of nature and life itself, which flows through all creations. This power that is the Virgo power, this is the spirit of nature, the spirit of life. It represents the unified signature frequency of all things. Imagine a reality where all forms of life are fully synchronized with the unique signature frequency that makes up who they are as created beings. That entire reality would glow. It would be like looking at the night sky, every being illuminated, radiating the signature frequency photons of who and what they really are, shining like a star, spiraling together in one big collective dance. This is what such a reality not only looks like, but feels like. If you can put yourself into such a visualization, you can begin to replicate the effects of that visualization in your physical reality. Remember, all things have a signature frequency, you included. Can you feel your signature frequency? Can you detect where in your body the signature frequency's broadcast is the strongest? If you can learn to detect your own signature frequency, and you know what that feels like, and you know what it's like to stay in resonance with that signature frequency, what this means is you will be able to sense and detect the signature frequency in others, and you will be able to help them naturally align with that energy once more. Just through maintaining that awareness that everyone around you possesses a signature frequency and that they can choose to align with it or not, just that awareness alone can give you the power to help guide people just with your mind and your attention back into resonance and alignment with the signature frequency. That much power you possess. So it's a matter of looking at your earth multidimensionally. When you see your world, don't see it from the perspective of autopilot. Don't use the outdated meanings. Let all your perceptions be conscious. Remember, when you're listening to someone, you get to choose how you listen. When you're breathing in the air, you get to choose how you breathe. When you're tasting your food, you get to choose how you consume, how you taste. When you are looking at the world, you get to choose. Do you look with eyes of judgment or eyes of reflective love? This is always within your power. This month, that Virgo energy is abundant. You can align with that natural power, with that natural viewpoint, with those natural rhythms very easily. It's just a matter of noticing those energy states and leaning into that energy, leaning into those qualities. Something good in your life happens. Wow, what would it feel like if I turned the volume up on that goodness? Bringing it from an 8 to a 9. Wow, that's really nice. What if I took that feeling that I just increased and breathed it into my lungs and into my belly and charged myself with it? Wow, that's very incredible. What if I took some of this energy, put it in my hand, and then touched my friend on the shoulder and transferred some of it to them? Wow, what a difference that makes. You will find that your real currency is energy. And when you know how to spend it, and when you know how to invest it, you will receive such a powerful ROI, return on your investment, that it will be as if the new earth was summoned forth yesterday. That's how powerful the effects will be. We share this with you so you can take advantage of this energy and act upon it. Remember, if you live the life of the you from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you will get that kind of existence. You must live a new life to experience a new you who lives on a new version of Earth. That new life can be made of the best of the best of the best of all the many lifetimes you have lived within this one and beyond. And it can involve new ways of doing things that are relevant to the culture and lifestyle of future you, whom is still here with you eternally whenever you're in the present moment, fully. You are holding the hand of your future self, and you are also holding the hand of your past self When you're rooted in the present, future self guides you, and you, present self, guide past self. That happens naturally as a side effect of the structure of the here and now, which is triangular in nature. It's like a tetrahedron. So be present, and your timeline will align with the golden spiral that is the movement, the pattern, the perfection of life itself.